Welcome to the Exposer. So, yesterday, Spac's main pastor, Tobi put out a video of all the members at Spac Nation who graduated from university. And he put a message saying one of the young men, basically in the video he displayed, started living with him from the age of 16. And he said, we can save a whole generation through selfless sacrifices. We celebrate everyone. #Spac Nation. Again, another man, he's glorifying himself in the church and basically saying they're responsible for these people graduating from university, which is absolutely ridiculous because they're the reasons they decided to go to university themselves. It had nothing to do with Spac Nation. Whether they went to Spac or not, I'm sure most of them still would have graduated. I mean, it's just hard work, revision, and focus. So I don't understand how he feels that this was done because of Spac Nation, saying that they celebrate everyone and the whole generation through selfless sacrifices. How did they sacrifice for these young people to go to university and end up graduating? And then where he said a 16-year-old started living with him, again, is another proof that this guy obviously depend on the trap houses. And he's the one that had his brother on live television saying Spac Nation do not have trap house and they're not responsible for housing anybody. Again, he housed a 16-year-old, and I know who the 16-year-old is, personally. And for the people that know who that 16-year-old, obviously the guy right now, I believe, is in his late 20s. But that kid that he housed when the kid was 16 is someone that really, really, really idolizes PT. Like, he believes PT absolutely did everything for him. And without PT, he wouldn't be where he is today. And that's another act of glorifying a human being and not God. You don't hear anything to do with Jesus, anything to do with God, nothing to do with religion. All you ever hear from them is what they have done for the people. But when it comes to studying, Spac really need to get a life with trying to basically praise themselves for achievements of which some of these individuals worked their arse off to gain. When these guys were at uni studying, doing a lot of revision, doing a lot of tests that have succeeded, it had nothing to do with Spac Nation because everyone knows that Spac is almost a full-time lifestyle. So you actually have to congratulate these young men or these young women for actually graduating despite spending most of their lives in that church, because it's very hard, in that cult, because it's very hard to actually remain focused when you go to Spac Nation, because they have service on Monday, service on a Tuesday, service on a Wednesday, service on a Thursday, service on a Saturday, evangelizing on a Saturday, service on a Sunday. So you almost have no time for yourself to even focus on your career, to focus on your goals. And this is just another part of them just finding every bit of opportunity to praise themselves, not praise the work of God, because the Lord is the reason why these members were actually able to be part of this cult and still being able to graduate. It has nothing to do with Spac, nothing to do with Tobi. They did not do anything for them. They did not help these people graduate. All they did is extort them. But again, when you're part of a corrupted organization and you achieve something, you're always going to thank this organization just because you feel like there's a connection there. You feel like being there is what helped you get to where you are, but you're not. But it's not the truth. The real reason why these lot are able to succeed in the studies or getting a good job is because of their personal hard work, and it's because the Lord is there for them. And he's giving them an opportunity to use their wisdom to see how Spac is not a church and it's not a place to worship. And I'm really praying and hoping that these members decide to walk away from this place, because you can see if they're able to actually do well with their studies despite being in almost full-time inside of what Spac do, then imagine how much more they can do if they were actually away from that organization. Imagine how much more blessings they can get being away from a place that basically exploits people in his own community. So Spac Nation really need to stop. Every time Tobi puts out these tweets about what he has done and his church has done, it's almost like he's trying to justify himself to the people. And what he's failing to understand is Spac Nation are being exposed for being a cult and exploiting people. And he still, till today, it's been months, hasn't come out to apologize to any victims, hasn't come out to basically talk about all the allegations. He's obviously thrown his brother into the deep hole. He's thrown other Spac Nation members into the deep hole. And I've exposed videos after basically breaking down that these guys have gone on television and have lied. PT himself is afraid to do that. So putting out achievement of individual members does not mean that Spac Nation isn't a cult or Spac Nation isn't exploiting people. This is what he's not understanding. Of course, it's an organization that's had hundreds and hundreds of people go there. You will find some that do well at university. You'll find some that do well with careers. You might find some that have a lot of talent. But it doesn't mean that because they're talented and if they've done a lot or they've done well, it means that Spac Nation have anything to do with it. And that's the problem with Spac. They need to just stop glorifying themselves because they're only proving to us that they're far away from being a church. And that is the truth.